You got a YouTube copyright claim. Is your life over now? You just got busted by YouTube for a copyright claim. You're probably trying to figure out what this means for you and your channel and how much trouble you're in. First, it's important to realize that you probably used something in your video that you weren't supposed to. Maybe it's music, maybe it's a clip from a movie or TV show, but basically there was something in your video that belonged to someone else. Most people don't actually know much about copyright law. You've probably seen someone else use copyrighted music or video footage in their videos, so you figured it was okay to do in yours. Well, unfortunately, it's not that simple. In most cases, you actually can't use other people's stuff in your video, especially if it's big stuff like a popular song or a scene from a movie. If you want to use those kind of things, you typically have to get permission from the copyright owner, who might want you to pay them for a license to use that footage or audio in your video. You might be thinking, ugh, that's so annoying, why can't I just use the song I want to use? It's basically for the same reason that someone can't just drive your car. It's not theirs, it's yours. It doesn't matter how perfect that Drake song would be for your video, it's Drake's, not yours. And people paying him for his music is his job, so that's just how it works. Now, the big media companies all have deals with YouTube, so there are basically automated bots going through all the video footage to recognize unauthorized uses of their media. If you've got big name copyrighted music in your video, these bots are going to catch it, and then you're going to have a copyright claim, also called a content ID claim, on your video. Or in some cases, you might actually get what's called a copyright strike, which is even worse. I'll get to that in a moment. Now, there are certain situations where you're legally allowed to use someone's copyrighted content. This is called fair use. If you have a music education channel and you're talking about the music theory of a new Drake song, you're actually legally allowed to do that. However, just because you're legally allowed to do something doesn't mean YouTube has to host it on their platform, and it definitely doesn't mean that you can make money on it from YouTube's advertising program. YouTube is not there to protect your rights as a content creator. They're just a business and they want to cover their butts so they don't get sued. So anytime a copyright holder flags your video and says, "We don't like that person using our content," YouTube says, "Yes, sir," and deals you a copyright claim. Copyright owners can basically do three things to your video if you've used their content. First, they can block it on certain devices or in certain regions, or they can block it worldwide. It's up to them. That means some or all people won't be able to see your video. Second, if your channel is monetized through the YouTube Partner Program, they can basically claim all your ad revenue for that video. That means any money that that video earns through ads will go to them instead of you. That sucks, but it's probably better than having the video taken down entirely. And finally, they can deal you the dreaded copyright strike. A copyright strike is much more serious than a copyright claim. It basically means that the owner has submitted a legal takedown request, which YouTube is forced to comply with. They'll take down your video and they'll make you go to copyright school, like when you have to go to driving school after getting a ticket. If you get 3 copyright strikes, YouTube can delete all your videos, delete your channel, and block you from creating new channels. So don't mess around with copyright stuff. This isn't something you should go bumbling into and hope it all works out. You can't just say, "I'm not worried about it," and carry on doing what you're doing. Every major YouTube content creator is very aware of copyright issues in their videos. If you see copyrighted content in their videos, they've almost certainly licensed it. If you don't really know what you're doing, just don't use other people's stuff without a proper license. If you need music, find a royalty-free music service. If you're reviewing songs or movies for your channel, contact the copyright holder to request formal permission before making your video. The good news, though, is that a copyright claim is a lot less serious than a copyright strike. Your video might get blocked in some places and somebody else is going to make money on your video, but at least YouTube's not going to delete your channel as long as you're not getting copyright strikes.